Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name's Alexa, and welcome to Lex in the City, the YouTube channel. I normally post content on here that is geared toward traveling, so travel vlogs and travel related content videos, but today is not one of those days. It's actually going to be another installment of what I call Lex Behind the Lens. And because I haven't done one in a really long time, the last one that I did was about fighting negativity, and I haven't, the last like kind of sit down and talk video I did in this format was for my birthday, which was 6 months ago. So I thought it was time to kind of do something like this again, because I do like to share my thoughts. But if that's not really your vibe, definitely check out the other stuff on my channel while you're here. But I really wanted to talk today about what it means to hit a wall. I feel like it's the basis of feeling like you've hit a wall has already been translated in my past Lex Behind the Lens videos, but specifically how to handle it, I guess, or how I'm personally choosing to handle it and what I would advise other people. I'm not in a position to give advice, but you know what I mean. That's what we're here for, to talk it out. And I have recently been feeling like I've been hitting a wall. Back in September, I wrote a blog post called The September Issue. I was expressing how I was feeling about what I feel are the core sort of segments of my day-to-day life. And I feel like to sum it all up, I felt like I was hitting a wall in every regard. I mean, in the grand scheme, I'm fine, and my life's great, honestly. It has been an awesome year, but I really have been feeling sort of stagnant, and I've had a lot going on at this time of the year, which has kind of thrown me for a loop because I feel like it's interfering with this creative space that I have and why I created a YouTube channel in the first place. I really enjoy doing this, and it is a creative outlet, but unfortunately I've had other priorities coming up, and that has also contributed to me feeling like I've hit a wall here. I feel like I'm creatively stunted, and like what I want to put out there is not getting done because when I do have the time, I don't have the motivation. But since I finally hit that wall, I had a bit of momentum going with something, and I think anyone can relate to it. It's just when you think a big change is about to happen and a lot of signs are pointing toward it, and then it doesn't happen, kind of that slide down the hill that you feel like you failed. But I wanted to emphasize that that's not the case here. And I felt like when I received news about something that I had really high hopes for, and it ended up not being good news, that I handled it better than I thought I would. I definitely had a weak moment, and I feel like some days I still process it, but overall I think that I'm finally realizing that there are just kind of some key things that I have been doing anyway, or how I've been viewing situations that kind of push me to my limit, and how I'm processing it. I feel like I've really sort of had, I don't know what to call it, I really don't. It's just the way that I process the information. I feel like it goes through the same motions every time now, which sounds kind of bad. Like, it makes it sound like I consistently hit a wall, or that I consistently fail at things that I try, and that's not the case. What I'm primarily getting at is that I don't want to say I'm desensitized to being let down, but just understanding that everything is a lesson. I am one of those corny people who believes that everything in life happens for a reason. But I don't think that it's just like when you get bad news or something that you deserved it. I don't view it that way. I just think that everything is connected. That's just how the world works. And what I've been viewing every time I've had a setback this year, and how I've been viewing past setbacks, is that it's not time. It's not your time yet, basically. Something that came into my mind actually the other day when I was sort of thinking about what I wanted to talk about in this video was my concept of Shawshanking the wall. And if you have seen The Shawshank Redemption, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the movie, it's not really a spoiler, but kind of, but like, you could still watch the movie and you should. It's a really good movie. But the way I've been processing what to do when I hit a wall is Shawshanking it, which essentially is just taking things little by little. Trying to do this without spoiling anything. Doing things little by little, having a lot of patience, or reminding myself to have a lot of patience, because I'm an impatient person by nature. Reminding myself to have a lot of patience, reminding myself that timing is everything, that it's not all in one go. It's not you reach a certain deadline and there should be a specific result waiting for you. It's not that. And flying below the radar and just staying focused on the goal. Something that I also think I took away from this, is it an allegory or a metaphor? I don't know. My brain is complete mush, honestly, these days. But something that I really paid attention to in that defining scene of the moment of the movie. Wow. Of the movie. See, words are hard, guys. But something that I took away as a defining moment in the movie, or of the defining. Something else that I took away from the defining moment of the movie was that it's better to move in silence. It's something I've actually adapted throughout my life anyway. I don't like to relive what I consider personal failure, so I don't really tell people my business anyway. I'm an open book in many regards, but in terms of when something new is coming my way or something I'm unsure about is coming my way, I do not reveal anything to anybody, because I just don't want to relive it if it doesn't go according to plan. It's not the healthiest way to deal with things, and some people have their own way of dealing with things. It doesn't mean that everyone should take this advice, but I do think there are some great benefits to moving in silence and not letting anyone know about your plan, and being very slick about things, because you don't have to, one, explain yourself to anyone. You don't owe anybody anything. And two, like I said, if it doesn't go according to plan, you don't have to repeat that story and relive it. Even if it is healthier to flush it out with somebody, you can tell one or two people, maybe lessen the amount of people that you tell if you're typically that kind of person who tells somebody everything. But I think that there's a lot of strength in sort of seeing where things can go and developing them piece by piece, rather than shooting out expectations that you don't even know if you're going to meet. And another thing too that's a really benefit is that I find the more people you tell, the more people want to throw in their 2 cents, and that's normal. I do it all the time. I give unsolicited advice. When I'm supposed to be listening to people, I insert myself as an example, and it's not good. Every day I'm learning how to do that better, but people start throwing their 2 cents in, and depending on your personality, that can easily seep into your thoughts, and now you're filled with doubt. Now you're teetering on the edge about something that you were so confident about just, 5 minutes earlier? Yeah, you want to remove any chance of that happening, which is why I think that it's good, at least for select things in your life, to sort of move in silence. So yeah, these days when I feel like I'm hitting a wall, which is pretty frequent as of right now because I have a wound that's still fresh, but I keep reminding myself, Shawshank Redemption, just keep going, keep going. There is something at the end of the tunnel, and it's just not time yet. And the worst part is the wait. I'm so impatient for results. I'm just that way. I wanted to talk about this feeling because it is so common. If you haven't read that blog post, I highly suggest it because I think it's something that's super relatable. And like I said, it influenced me to do this one. And so if you're hitting a wall in any regard in your life, and you have at least a semblance of control of the situation, even if, no matter how small it is, I really think just remind yourself that you have to work at things piece by piece. You have to walk before you run, essentially. Working things piece by piece. You should be patient, be extremely patient. The worst part, honestly. and remind yourself that there's light at the end of the tunnel. And finally, if you can, if you feel that you can challenge yourself in this way, try to keep the things that you do as below the radar as possible. Just remind yourself of like Shawshank Redemption. I'm just gonna Shawshank this situation and move on. And so even if you took nothing away from this video, I'm glad that you clicked it. I'm sure that I'm gonna look back on this and be like, Alexa, you really struggled to use words. But I was really feeling it in the moment. I feel like it's good to talk about things as they're happening in real time, and it's a very real way of seeing me behind the lens. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts. If you have other tips for dealing with kind of burnout, hitting a wall, not knowing what to do next, moving forward, finding motivation, I'd actually love to hear that. And so if you want to put that in the comments, or if you want to message me personally on like Instagram or something, please do, because I'm always welcoming of that sort of thing. But either way, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. So bye.